Well, shoot, I forgot that YouTube just automatically starts streaming. We're live already. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, what you're seeing right now is not what I'm going to be working on. It's actually the beginnings of a background for a commission. Inside look. Whoa. Secrets. Okay, I'm going to do what I usually do. And post this places. Cool. Tweet and announce everything. Yeah, I have everything up. Cool. And discorded. Whoa! It's yelling at me to post something on Patreon, which I forgot to post it on Patreon, but I did notify the patrons in the Discord. Whoa. Alright, cool. Cool. Is my mic working? Is everything working? Is the stream working? Are we working? Anybody here? Hello? Okay, I guess I should close this and open a new file. Oh wait, I should close that. Okay. Save that as Persona Snake background, even though there's nothing really going on right now. Oh, it's saving to the wrong location. Oh no. Oh no. I'm glad you guys can't see my full screen right now, because you would have seen a whole lot of not safe for work thumbnails. Because there's a lot of them. Whoa. One whole Peri, a Peri to be drawn. Exciting. Hello, Gamer Bree. Hello. Welcome, Hayes. Howdy, Cal. We're here. Okay, I'm gonna pop out the chat like I usually do. How are you guys doing? How have you been? It's been a while. I haven't streamed. Well, I did the roof stream, I guess. Which I guess I should talk about, the roof stream. I don't know what to do in the roof stream. I've done like two roof streams and I've already run out of content to give you all. I always feel like I don't know what to say, don't know what to talk about other than be like, look at my plants. And that's pretty much it. So, as all of you may have known, my last week was crazy because 2 days, which isn't a lot, I mean, Moonpie went missing, which is horrifying because she has 3 legs. She can fare on her own, but as you know, I live on the 3rd floor. We have a roof thing that we can go out onto, but it's still the 3rd floor. Hello, Sylvia. And Moonpie went out on the roof, which she sometimes does when we have the window open, and I could just go get her and bring her back in. But she went out there and we didn't notice and closed the window on her. And so she couldn't get back in, so she jumped off the roof, but she was okay. So I'm glad that was a thing. But we found her like literally right around the corner. She didn't even go like a block down. She was literally right behind the building. But yeah, we found her. I almost cried. I did cry a lot when I found out she was missing, admittedly. What should we talk about before I get officially started? But yeah, I couldn't stream last week because I was so sad about Moonpie, and it wouldn't be a stream without Moonpie. Moonpie always makes an appearance in streams. Okay, what is happening? What is happening with Patreon right now? So like I said at the beginning, I was supposed to post a thing on Patreon, which I will probably do after. I'll do it after this stream. I've made one last speed draw of an in-game thing, posted it, on YouTube, unlisted today, and posted it in my Discord server, which if you're not a part of, you can join through the link in the description of this stream. I'm drinking my coffee. Drinking coffee 3 p.m. 3 in the afternoon. Don't be like me. This coffee's nasty. It's nasty iced. This is gingerbread coffee. It's really good warm. It's really good hot. When you ice it, it's just strange. It's like having gingerbread ice cream. It's nasty. Not part of the Spoonie Discord. Kinda cringe, bro. Yeah, real cringe. It's real cringe. You should be a part. Everybody like, comment, and subscribe. You get the idea, Gamer Bree. I'm just gonna call you Bree now. If that's okay with you. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Cool. I have a little notes because we all know I have ADHD. I have a hard time focusing. So Patreon. We are 7 patrons away from the milestone. From getting 40 patrons. That's a lot of patrons. Also, if we reach 40 patrons, I'm going to open the what am I going to call it? The giveaway tier? The merch tier? The loot crate tier? Basically, this tier is going to send out basically a loot crate, a subscriptional crate of merch that is specific to whatever I am working on. Now, Mixed Feelings is coming out soon, and there is another project lined up that's secret, but patrons might get to become more familiar with it soon. Keep an eye out for that concept art coming out. Spoonie crate tier. You're right. So once we hit 40 patrons, I'd say, seasonally, every season, there would be, a crate with, 5 specific things to what I'm working on. There would be, keychains, shirts. You can fill out, what your shirt size is, stickers, maybe a mug, maybe a character-specific tee, if you like tea. You'll probably, I'll probably have, a form you can fill out, so if you have a character preference... Whoa! It's my mom, probably. I just texted her. Yeah. I found out my mom is in Chicago right now, which is, an hour away, and I'm like, Mom, what? Why didn't you tell me I want to see you? But it's that Rona. That Rona's going on. Oh, my family's wild. Family's wild. They're all crazy. Just kidding. My dad watches my streams. I don't want to call my family crazy, but we are. Anyway, so merch sent out every season. 4 times a year, maybe? We'll see. Probably going to be working on a different thing every season. We'll see. 2 things at once? Who knows? It'll be versatile. Spoonie crate tier. Opening up. Speaking of, I'm also going to be doing a giveaway starting in September. At the beginning of September, I'm going to do a Mixed Feelings giveaway. The way it's going to work is I'm going to make a Twitter post explaining all the rules and all that. Who will retweet, and follow for this. And that specific tweet is going to have a link to the demo of Mixed Feelings. We're going to count, it's going to end when Mixed Feelings gets released. And if we reach that milestone on Patreon before the giveaway is over, also the giveaway would be a free loot crate. If we reach that milestone by the time that giveaway is over, I would have an extra loot crate given away for free. There'd be an extra winner. So, that's a thing. Look forward to it. gonna do a giveaway. All you really have to do is retweet that tweet and like it and follow me. That's it. That's all you gotta do. It's super easy. Do we have any fan art that I haven't shown? Is there any fan art? Not to my knowledge. Bree, welcome. You joined the Discord. Thank you. But that's the thing. If you are an artist and you make fan art of any kind, I will show it during stream. Every stream. So today, it's not really night yet here. I am going to find my tablet pen first. There it is. Whoa. And I'm going to be doing a Peri Refsheet, like I did the Silas Refsheet. This is going to be Patreon exclusive. Once like the file is done and put up, it's going to be put up on Patreon. It's not going to be released to the public. So if you want to donate $1 a month to my Patreon, you would be able to see that and so much more content. Weekly. Every week I post concept art for whatever I'm working on. Right now it's Mixed Feelings. Next week I might be posting something else for a different project that is lined up after Mixed Feelings. We will see. It's a secret. Shh, be quiet. Anyway, music. I'm gonna start with this one because it's my favorite. Why is it so quiet? I'm gonna turn it up all the way. There we go. I still hate it. Why is it so quiet? Oh. There we go. Cool. Everybody still with me? So, Mixed Feelings is coming out in less than a month. Can you believe it? Been working on this thing almost a year. Officially started posting stuff for it like a year ago. Let me know if the music is too loud. It doesn't sound too loud to me, but if it's too loud to everybody else. Are we still guessing the songs? I mean, you can. Also, all the music I play is by Case Jackal, and you can find more of their music at case.dog/music. Only that one to be smug. The music is a bit loud. I'll put it down. I'm doing the thing I always say not to do, and I'm drawing the head first. Sorry, everyone. Let me open a picture of Peri. If I can find a picture of Peri. Maybe put it down a bit more. Is my mic turned up? It is turned up. 24. 22. It's always hard to draw characters with long necks for some reason. That's really good. Okay. Drawing Peri. What was I saying? I was saying something about Mixed Feelings. If anybody has any questions, about any of the characters, game, about hints about what it could be working on in the future. I could be very vague. Very secret. Wondering, that's not a word. My thought got interrupted by trying to figure out what this song was, and it's Summer's Coming Early. Peri, you have long legs. I never have to draw their legs. So this is a strain. Oh, they're too big. They're too big. Oh, I'm losing them. Losing them. It's become a habit now. No. You are allowed to name the songs if you want. I think at this point you are undefeated. You will never be defeated. Unless it's by me. And even then, this is still very big leg. I was gonna say, wonder if I should still make Peri pigeon-toed. I'm gonna still make him pigeon-toed. Yeah. I hear it immediately. But even then, I feel like you are better at guessing than me. So, what can we talk about? 'Cause I've learned a lot today. There's a lot I need to talk about. I don't like how this leg turned out, first of all. Maybe I'll just delete that. Why isn't this working? Okay. How many people in the chat know about the game Croc from the 90s? You gotta go. Aw. Have a good rest of your day, Bree. Thanks for stopping by. You know of Croc. So, I've been thinking about Croc. Somebody I follow does 3D models and did a 3D model of Croc, and it made me remember Croc. Oh, don't apologize. You have things to do. Have a good one. Croc! Oh my god. So, I have somewhat fond memories of Croc. I wanted, like, as a kid, I just loved the idea. It was adorable. I think my dad rented it from Blockbuster, maybe. That's a really dated statement. I remember the little... It was very much reminiscent of Rayman, I feel. If Rayman, like the original Rayman, if Rayman was like, this is ties. Ha! Fuck your doggo. So if you've ever played the original Rayman, which was a side-scroller, the tone of Croc reminded me of that. Because, like, in Rayman, you had these little dudes that you saved from cages, right? You did that in Croc. The little, gobos? Gobos? What were they called? They were these cute little fuzzy guys. I want to take a pic. I want to bring up a picture. Croc. Yeah! Oh my god! Oh, I love them! Okay, I'm gonna go full screen for a second. Get distracted for a moment. Look at them! They have little lion tails! Oh my god. Gobos. Gobos. You save these little dudes from little cages. That's Croc. He's a crocodile. And I love him. And he's adorable. And look. Oh. Save the Gobos. Anyway. Back to art time. So. That is not what I expected them to look like. They remind me of the little dudes from Sonic, but like also the fuzzies from Mario. Like the chows from Sonic? It's kinda. Hello, Decidios. So, Croc was this really cute game. It's super charming even now. And I learned something incredible about it. So the game developers who made Croc were really like close to Nintendo. They helped with, I think, Star Fox 64? One of the Star Fox games. And, oh, the Woodland guys. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying now. Gosh, what was he saying? ADHD strong today. Strong this stream. So, okay, yeah. These game devs were really tight with Nintendo. They helped with Yoshi's Island game. They helped with like some tech with the Nintendo 64. They were really, really tight with Nintendo. And so they were like, you know what would be cool? A 3D platformer where you play as Yoshi. So they made a prototype. And Miyamoto was like real into it. He's like, heck yeah, this is awesome. And then for some reason, Nintendo kind of I don't know about last minute, but was like, nah, never mind. For no real reason, no known reason. And so this game company was like, shoot, what the heck do we do now? So they had to redesign Yoshi into Croc instead. And now, like, with that information, if you, like, look up gameplay of Croc, you can see right away, like, it looks like a Mario game. It looks like a Yoshi game. It's adorable. Like, I can't do hands. This hand is enormous. It's just super interesting to me that, like, you can tell that this used to be a Yoshi game. Yeah. I think I was doing the hand backwards last time. I need to check. No, I wasn't. I was fine. See, the way I do hands now is I just do them really big and chunky. And then modify it. Make it smaller. They end up looking better if you like kind of get rid of the wrist. But Peri actually has wrists. But I'm gonna make them thicker so it's not as bad. Doesn't make it look as chunky. There we go. That looks better. I might have to fix some proportions. So that's something I learned about Croc. Also, Speaking of games. So, I was listening to one of those mixes of like relaxing game music for 3 hours. Cause I love it. Oh shoot, I forgot! Where should I put the tail? Whoops. So I was listening to relaxing game music, right? And one of the songs that came on immediately made me angry. Even though it was supposed to be a relaxing game music song. It was that da 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 da. Hopefully you'll recognize it from my bad interpretation of it. Pikmin. Let me tell you something about Pikmin. I hate that game. I hate that game so much. I'm sorry if you love Pikmin. You can love Pikmin all you want. It's a great idea. It's a great game, even. I hate Pikmin. I don't know. It's the first place. I hate Pikmin. Moonpie agrees. Right, Moonpie? Awful. Because it's a great idea. But, okay. My first experience with Pikmin. This tail is way too. You don't have a day limit. Okay, that was one part that I hated in Pikmin. Another thing is it's just way too hard immediately, especially for a kid. Played it when I was pretty young. I want to say I was like 13 when I tried. So it was way too hard. I think after it got out of that first area, which is already stupidly hard for me, I got into that dark area with water everywhere, and I was like, oh, this is not enjoyable. What is this song? Can't please them all. Okay. So, Pikmin. No, you gave that to me. You gave it to me. I will not accept this. So, Pikmin. This is gonna be the whole stream. I'm gonna be distracted and then be like, so, Pikmin, and then forget what I was saying. So, one of the first levels of Pikmin, I was really hoarding these Pikmin. I had like 60. I had like 60 of these red Pikmin. Maybe some yellow. I don't remember. I don't remember what order you get them in. I had like 60 red Pikmin following me. I was taking them back to my little ship. And, I walked through a puddle. And then all my red Pikmin started going, and I was like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And then they all died. And I was like, how was I supposed to know that walking through this tiny puddle would kill all of my Pikmin? I got so upset. What made me more upset is my brother was amazing. My brother was amazing at Pikmin. It made me jealous. Like, he played it, and I was like, how many of your Pikmin have died so far? And he's like, they can die? And I was like, whoa. Yeah, I figured that out later, but it didn't really, like, tell me. It didn't tell me. And they all died. How was I supposed to know walking through a small puddle would kill them? Red pigment, fire. What video game consumed the most of your time? That's a good question. I feel like Pokemon Ruby, actually, surprisingly. Like, you would think Final Fantasy VII, which I think probably altogether that has consumed up most of my time. Especially if we include the remake. That just adds on like 30 hours though, honestly. I haven't played enough. I think I'm gonna start playing it again tomorrow. Favorite Pokemon? Go! Snom! We all know this. Why does Peri look different every time I go in? Correct. My favorite Pokemon. Well, it's still one of my favorite. It's still my favorite. Let's be real. Espeon. I love Espeon. Love that. Love that purple fox. Purple cat fox. Love it. Love that thing. It's so cute. It's got the pointy feet. Porygon Z is so cool. Porygon Z is so smooth. Houndoom. I saw a meme with Houndoom the other day. It made me think of you, Cal. I don't know why. Oh! Oh, this is Battlecry. I hope I beat you, Cal. Midnight Lycanroc here. I love... Midnight Lycanroc is one of my favorites. Hayes, I think you're biased, though. I said that before you said that. Congrats, though, on your marriage to Midnight Lycanroc. Haha! I win! Victory is mine. This is the most masculine-looking Peri I've ever drawn. I don't know why they look so masculine. This is also Silas's theme, canonically. If you are unaware, a lot of the music in Mixed Feelings is elsewhere. For example, Peri's theme is the song Love You Like a Dog from Case's EP, Jacqueline. It is a song with lyrics that actually fit Peri really well. So, yes. I don't know where I was going with that, but wondering if I should do like some more scalies here. I kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, this hand is pretty massive. think I'm gonna change the smile. I think that's the thing that's bothering me for some reason. Didn't you say Peri was your favorite? Peri was my favorite for a long time. This is 8 Julys. I prevail. I win. Nobody asked you, Moon Pie. I think you would spell July's like the second one. Yes. Because it's I think it's considered a proper noun. So that would make you not do the IES thing. I don't know. This is hard to think about. It's weird to draw the fur on Peri. Moonpie, you are meowing way too early. Food is gonna take forever. And I also fed you a lot this morning. Like, what is your deal? Some of my favorite songs. Feel free to sing along. I can't hear any of you, so it's okay. I remember when I did English in college, my English teacher scolded us because we didn't know the difference between nouns and verbs and all that, and that it's in the school curriculum for earlier years now. So we should have known it all that, but it wasn't when we were younger, so we were never taught it. You were never taught the difference between nouns and verbs? That's crazy! What are they doing in the UK? What? That's weird. Also, yes, Moonpie is here and yelling at me for food. For some reason. She is a mystery. She has I don't know what her deal is. I don't know if she just eats really fast. Or if she sincerely has stomach problems. Or both. Probably both. So, Joran suggested, or said that they read somewhere, that if you give your cat like a little dollop of meat puree baby food, it's really good for their stomach because there's no like additives or anything. And it's for babies, so it's like really good for sensitive stomachs. Peri looks like they have abs. They've got like snake abs. Oh. Oh. I don't know if y'all know this about me. I have a thing for snakes. Snake furries. Snake furries are good. Especially giant snake furries. Just give me a giant snake. Love it. Love giant snakes. Snabs. Snabs! I just love snakes in general. I want to pet snakes someday. I want to name it like spaghetti. Spaghetto. How many people have named their snake spaghetti? Probably a lot. Should probably be more creative than that. You know, we don't talk about this. Can't talk about this, Cal. We all know why I like giant snakes. It's not a secret. Don't! Every time you do that emoji, I just imagine the clown honk. You know, I think Silas is my favorite character design in Mixed Feelings. I'm really proud of that design, but I also am just stupidly proud of Peri's design, especially like looking at it right now. I have a Homestuck related story to tell. That just reminded me of it. So, you know, we all know the scene with sober Gamzee or whatever. Messed up. It's a messed up scene. Do not wait. My clown knows Homestuck. I'm sorry. It just made me think of it because I imagined the clown horn. It's royalty. Self-made royalty. That's it. So, I had just gone through that scene with sober Gamzee, where you have the walk around and you hear like the honking in the distance. That was like the best part of Homestuck to me. That was really good. In like a suspenseful horror sense. I love that stuff. I love it. It was very violent, but I don't like Gamzee, but I mean that was a cool sequence. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is that was creepy as heck. Right after I read that scene, I went to a convention, and there were people, because like the convention center was huge, and there were people driving around on bikes with little carriages pulling behind them, and they had horns that sounded like that horn, and they would honk it at people to get them to get out of the way. And I kept hearing it, and I kept jumping and being like, oh, no! Oh yeah, Homestuck's full of like really good characters, really interesting characters that are written very well. But they're also horrible people. Looks at Vriska. See, I love Vriska as a character. Vriska is a wonderful character, and a lot of the reason I like Vriska as a character is because I have met somebody exactly like Vriska. And that, like, the abuse and classism and racism that Vriska expresses is exactly how this person expressed their own classism and their own racism, and it was just insane, like, how parallel Vriska was to this person. And I was like, oh shit, that's so real. Hello. Streaming. Talking about Vriska.
That's interesting.
Or
I
you-
was just thinking about Priscilla.
I was talking, like, specifically about how
Whenever I go up and down those stairs,
you just think about Vriska.
do you think about those, like, I think about that, like, one sequence, there's, like, a sequence where it's, like, and it's parallel with Mina at some point. It's when she's going down to the spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's saying hi.
Hello.
No, I don't.
I told you about stairs.
Told you about this. Warned you. Yes. From Peri. Peri Refsheet. Vriska sure does contribute to interesting stories. Yeah. Now, specifically, what I was talking about with Vriska, or just Homestuck in general, is how Homestuck has a ton of like really good characters that are written really well, but they're like all awful people, or all awful. Yeah, all people. Sure, trolls are people, and like specifically, why I liked Vriska so much is Vriska's character is so real. I have met people like Vriska who express like their classism and racism exactly like Vriska. So I was like, this is a really real character. Of course, like in a fictional setting, but cool.
All of the characters are really extreme.
They are, but
Like, that's the thing. But, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you take that personality and then you just crank it to its maximum and put it in a life or death situation. What happens?
yeah,
Like, Homestuck is such an interesting exploration of that. Just an exploration of, like, our archetypes. The way that Vriska contributes things to the story is, it's fucking, man, I can't think of a way to describe this that isn't just gone into, like harmonic theology. But she's, like, the diametric opposer. Like, she knows what has to happen, knows the things that no one else would do because they're bad, and then does them because no one else is going to.
mm-hmm.
And, like, that just being the MO of a character is solid.
Yes.
Solid for storytelling.
It's good. Someday I'll be able to draw his hair. Ooh. I just realized I talked about Croc and I never talked about the awful controls.
Oh, the Lost Mina flash. Oh, it's gone. Okay.
So are all the flashes lost? Or is it just that one? Because didn't like Flash stop working? And then they put it on YouTube or something?
Yeah, so it was the intro. Or no, that was an HTML5 thing.
Oh, okay.
That was, they took, Gankro took the, it wasn't Gankro. Fucking somebody, I cannot remember what their team was at that point, but we had like a build of it. They had a HTML5 version of the Flash walk-around engine. I think it was the person that like wrote the Flash walk-around engine, or at least like contributed to it. And like they built that whole thing, and it worked. But like I think a lot of the ways that HTML5 code and like JS Canvas and shit was interpreted since then changed so much that it like just broke, and like when they moved everything to a new site that probably messed with it, so they just didn't bother enough. But It was. I can understand why a lot of the flashes would have to be preserved because you can't just keep porting that shit.
Mm.
All the animation standards are gonna change. I think maybe if I don't know, cause there's like there's flashes where it's the whole screen and the background changes and stuff too. Like you can't do that anymore with like just video formats. The theatrics of it are like hard to preserve.
Yeah. That's a shame because like one of my favorite flashes was the one with I think it was Jade, Grimbark Jade, where the flash like exited out of like, or not exited, like protruded out of the screen that it was in and messed with like the background of the page. Also, I think they did that with Game Over a lot. I think. I don't remember. Just remember the Flash with the Gold Pilot song. It was one of my favorite songs. I'm sorry, Cal, I don't have my earbud in, so I don't know what songs are happening. I don't remember numbers. What do you take me for, a math? It amazes me that people remember the acts, and the act numbers where things happened. I'm like, I don't remember that. I'm not making fun of you, by the way. That's amazing that you can remember that. I just can't. I should probably talk about my gaming channel. It's not like officially launched. It exists. It doesn't have its own URL or anything. It has one video, supercut of the Midgar section, Final Fantasy VII playthrough. I'm trying to cut down the Final Fantasy VII playthrough a lot so that it's not the entire story. Like, I'm probably gonna skip all the character background things, like, you know, the thing with Barrett, things that don't lend itself to like the main plot. I'm gonna cut that out. But I still want the story to be like, you can still tell what's happening in the story, but I also want to include all the funny stuff. She wants your she wants your peanuts. If I reread it today, it'd probably give me better context to remember, but the majority of my time spent reading Homestuck was drawn out over years, so it's all a blur. But I also just suck at memory. I get that, Sylvia. See, I have the opposite problem. I've read Homestuck over like a year maybe. And that's a lot to read. There are people who like binge read Homestuck. I'm like, how do you do that? It's so long. But like, I feel like because a lot of it I just skimmed through because I wanted to because the whatever pause it was on like stopped happening and Game Over happened, and I wanted to know what was happening because everyone was freaking out. So I was like, I gotta catch up fast. So I just skimmed most of it, like half of it. probably, to get to that.
I caught up during the gap after Cascade. My friend at school asked if I'd seen it, if I'd heard about Homestuck after home and a friend. Friend talking about Homestuck, and it was like the moment where I was like, okay, now I need to check this out.
It's wild to me to imagine, like, consuming Homestuck while still in high school. 'Cause I don't think I knew what Homestuck was until after high school. 'Cause when did it come out? 2009?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's when I was a junior.
I think I was in junior or senior year
Ah.
when I learned about Homestuck.
You've read Homestuck about 8 times. That's insane.
I probably read it like 4 or 5 times.
How? It's so long!
Here's the thing. I've had to record a lot of shit.
That's true.
And when you're constantly going back to shit,
Mhm.
you like what I would always do is I just fucking click through
Mhm.
and like read the story for a while from a bit there because I remember like, oh man, I remember this.
This is why I don't remember most of Homestuck.
Well, you don't absorb all of it the first time.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Now y'all are making me want to read it again. Now I feel like a loser. I'm a loser. I only read Homestuck once.
That was like straight through, like from the beginning to where it had stopped updating.
Uh-huh.
I probably read it through 3 times because of live stream read-throughs.
God. You know,
Like once because of my own accord, and then I've I've streamed shit twice, and then since then I've done a lot of shit in between, but enough that I've definitely read through all of Homestuck 4 or 5 times. Like covering all the gaps and adding them together.
welcome Fleece Cornwall. Fleece Cornwall asks, what even is Homestuck? Bad.
Play Hive Swap
Yeah.
Sim first,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then dig into the lore from there.
Yeah. I feel like,
Hive Swap and Hive Swap Friend Sim.
yeah, Hive Swap and Friend Sim are like the most digestible version or pieces of Homestuck. I think like Homestuck itself is something. I feel like if I read it, if I did read it again, I would enjoy it a lot more. Cause yeah, just reading it once, you can't really process everything.
For instance, if you want to get into the Halo story, don't read all of the Halo novels. Don't. You need to read 3 if you play through the games. All you need to know about Halo is play the first game. And then everything after that, no, play Halo 2, and then everything after that is an adaptation of Halo 2. Halo 2 appears barely better than PS2 graphics that look legitimately impressive with what they're doing with it. like PS2 era graphics. And you just run around shoot aliens.
Yeah.
And it's really straightforward. A bunch of badass stuff happens, and that's all you need to know to understand Halo. Then you can just watch all the rest of the cutscenes, and then you're good. Everything else is just extra.
Sylvia says they read Act 1 like 500 times, and I feel that. I forgot. I have read Act 1 at least 3 times.
I read Act 1 way back when I first started posting.
Yeah.
I had friends that on the internet that were in MSDA.
Yeah. See, back in my first introduction to Homestuck was back in 2010. I had just graduated high school, and my friend just sent me the first page of Homestuck with no context. I was like, check this out.
Yeah, basically.
And I was going through it, and I got maybe like halfway through. I don't remember exactly where I was. It was some bullshit with the cake with John, and I was just really confused where this was going, and I messaged them, and I was like, is there an end to this? I thought it was like some sort of fun
You don't
like,
understand.
game.
You don't understand. That's the feeling of Homestuck.
Yeah. Does it end?
Does this end?
Like, I thought it was just a stupid, like, Flash game.
Does this go anywhere?
Is this going is this a story? Is this a game? I don't understand.
It's a really well crafted story that, like, creates a universe that perpetuates itself.
Yeah.
So it's really good at evoking that theme.
Yeah. No, I was just really confused. Like, what is this? What did you send me? And so, I think I saved where I was, and then I never went back to it.
Yeah, when you're just like that young and you're just reading that shit, you have no idea like what any kind of narrative intent is going to be.
Yeah.
It's just like, because also they stripped away the like command bar after a certain point.
Yeah.
And so like you couldn't suggest things anymore.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of the what would you do like became less obvious because the text bar wasn't there, and then it had to be a different story.
Yeah. It was strange. I remember like maybe 2 years later, then like people started talking about Homestuck, like on Tumblr a lot, and I was like, what is this? And then I looked it up and then found the first page of Act 1, and I was like, that's what this is? That's what this becomes? Because I was seeing all this like fan art of like this epic story, and I was like, whoa, this looks really cool. Kept seeing all these trolls, and I liked the troll designs, and I was like, whoa, this looks so cool. And
there was
then
a time when about like a quarter to a third of my Skype friends list had the display name Carcat on top.
God.
Or some variation of it.
God.
And then I like was sick of hearing about it because I just wanted to like chill in my furry chats. These fucking people keep talking about anime and home stuff. And then I wanted to like look it up so I had context of what people were fucking talking about without reading it, so I started reading the Wikipedia.
And then you were more confused?
Yeah, I didn't, like, nothing appealed to me from just, like, the bits and pieces that, and then, like, after the whole Cascade thing, I caught up, I read through, like, at my own pace till I got to Cascade, and then Act 6 had started, so, like, that's how I experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first couple acts are hard to understand if you don't get the context of like how it's presented.
Yeah. I remember the specific video that actually got me to like power through Act 1. Was Toasty Hat did a flash animation that was really cool, and I was like, this looks so sick. and I just want to get to the sick parts. I just want to get to the cool parts. And so I powered through. I remember liking Rose when I got to Rose. But I remember specifically what made me go, okay, I like this now, was when I got to Jade.
Yeah.
Are you giving her a treat? Yeah! Okay, I need to catch up on this chat. Halo good, actually. A friend played through a bunch of it for me, and now I sort of understand the lore. See, it's funny, I never...
Which game?
The first one, I think.
Oh.
I didn't know anything about Halo, I just thought it was some, boring shooter. And then I learned. It's actually very cool.
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah.
But the video game.
Yeah. See, growing up as a Sony kid, it was just in my blood to hate anything from Xbox. Be like, oh, Halo. Xbox, the Halo machine.
It was the first console first-person shooter to use both the sticks like that.
That's wild.
And the triggers to shoot.
Catching up on the
So-
chat still. Ooh.
It's one of those things where it's like you have to just look at it as a video game in that context.
Yeah. I'll never forget that Dave Strider's name was almost Chad Buskin.
Cool. Where's Chad Buskin?
No. I would love Dave so much more if his name was Chad Buskin. That's the funniest name ever. First 3 games of Halo. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best like encapsulation of the story. Everything past that is very different. It is not quite Halo. It is interesting stories told through the lens of Halo. But like first 3 games. That's what Halo is. Everything is just sort of a modification of that. Like that's the thing is like if you think of Star Wars, everybody thinks of that one scene where Darth Vader fights Luke, right?
Yeah.
That's like at the end of the episode 5 or whatever, the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Halo 2 is.
Yes. Oh. You're saying Peri's got. What are you doing? Peri's got snabs. Snake abs. Sorry, that's. I mean, it is topical because I'm drawing, but
I haven't beat Halo 1 yet.
I'm so sad. I'm sorry.
It's the last one on MCC that's there that I haven't beaten.
You can do it.
I just want to see the like 11 out of 11 missions thing.
I believe in you. I want to beat Crash Bandicoot 3 100% because I never did that as a kid. This Crash Bandicoot's hard. It's so hard. It's fun though. I was turned off Halo at first because everyone I knew who played it was when I was a kid was a misogynist. Yeah.
The Halo community was a lot of like that's the thing is the multiplayer.
Mhm.
Xbox Live was terrible.
Yeah.
That was just the ilk of people that were likely to fucking play competitive Halo games on the internet back then. And it sort of evolved into everything else. Like, the fact that XBL started with, like, Halo 2 and Call of Duty, terrible.
Yeah.
Nintendo should have done it first.
Yeah.
Would have set a different standard.
I found out recently that Pokemon games as old, like as early as like Pokemon Crystal in Japan had like internet capabilities. I don't know how. The video I watched, it looked like they linked it to like their freaking flip phones. Not even flip phones, earlier than that. And then they were able to like trade online. It was weird. Just thinking about internet. Playing games on the internet. Early internet gaming. It's interesting.
I remember, besides that, I remember playing RuneScape. It was my first MMO.
I think my first and only MMO doesn't even count. Gaia Online tried to make an MMO. It was bad. I always say I don't like MMOs, but the truth is I've never really played one, but I'm afraid I'll get addicted. So that's why.
Also,
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I can only move it so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can unplug it.
Hear the song. It's fine. Surreptitious.
Oh fuck, that's that Centipede song.
What?
The samples from a Centipede game from like that was on like old Mac shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the name of it?
Oh, I forgot.
Alpiron or Apiron. Fuck.
No Mubai.
Yeah. I played this shit so much as a kid, it was terrible. I can only get in the chat.
Oh, Cal knows what that is. I need to read the chat more. There was a TV show on recently that my mom alerted me to, and it was a documentary about people who've never seen Star Wars. Like, me neither. It's not that astounding. You know, I think that would be interesting, actually. Oh wait, that was my voice. Whoa.
Oh wait, this is the wrong. Oh, that's not working. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the wrong. That's the link to here. Damn it. Hang on. Wrong. That's the right. That should be it. This storefront used to have a computer out front. There was a cash register for a craft store called Grandma's Attic, and it had like 2 games on it. And this was one of them. It's back when you just get like cheap floppy disk games at like stores wherever.
God, I love playing this game on my uncle's computer. It was so bad.
Yeah, it's really fucking hard.
I used to play Snake, I think. I used to play something like Snake on my mom's boyfriend's Palm Pilot. That statement has probably aged me so much. Does anybody in the chat remember Palm Pilots?
I remember
I was like, this is the future.
sorta.
You sort of remember, or
No, I
it
mean,
was
like,
sort of the
they
future.
were sort of the future.
I was just so excited because there was a little space at the bottom where you could use like a little stylus and you could write a letter into it and then it would type the letter for you. It worked horribly, but it was like so high tech to me as a kid. Hayes and Sylvia, remember, I don't feel as old. And pagers. That was another thing. Back in the day. Those I didn't think were the future as much, but now we just have phones. You didn't have your first phone until you were 11, though? That's so young, though! I had my first phone when I was like 14.
I was like 18.
God.
17 or 18.
And like...
No, I think at 15 or 16 I had one of those cheap, like, prepaid, like, tiny LG phones.
Yeah.
I didn't have a smartphone until I was like 18 or 19.
I didn't have a smartphone until like 3 years ago. That's really sad. And the reason I got a smartphone was because of Pokemon Go.
Wow.
I texted my dad and I was like, Dad, I got a new phone and a Beedrill. And he was like, it took Pokemon Go to convince you to get a smartphone? Really? And I went, yeah. I still have that screenshot saved somewhere. I literally had like one of those phones where you would slide it open and it had a...
I had one of those.
Yeah, that's what I had up until 2016.
I had one that was like wide and a keyboard on both sides.
Whoa. That's cool though.
My dad had a store in the corner of like Uptown. Sold cell phones for Singular at the time. And we'd have a bunch of weighted cell phone models, like the display models that they would have, like out on the like flints with the elastic behind them that'd be like fake when you would hold them up. We had a bunch of those for like the expensive phones. So I have Nokias that are just no internal prop Nokias that are indestructible. They're sitting in somewhere around here. We found some of the superior wireless stuff. That's why I wanted to keep those boxes. and look through and see if there's any phone replicas.
Hell yeah. Singular wireless.
Yeah. If I could find like the Nokia 3300.
Ugh. Ugh. Your parents only got you a phone because you were being bullied for not having one? When you were 11? Times have changed.
Yeah, I got that from kids too, but my parents didn't have money for a while.
Yeah. No, that, like, the whole reason I even got a phone, when I was like, I think I was like 13 actually, but it was a cheap phone, is because man, no, like, my parents are divorced, and my dad wanted me to be able to, like, call him. So they got me a phone. And that is why. Like, it was actually, like, most of my friends who found out I had a phone were like, what? You have a phone? It was, like, weird back then to... Like, the only kids who really had phones at my age were, like, richer.
Yeah, there were a lot of kids in high school. Not
Yeah.
so much middle school.
Yeah. I had a Razor when I was like 15. I felt so cool. But it was like, there was some deal or something going on. And I was like, you want a Razor? And I was like, yeah. That was my favorite phone. It was so cool. I guess they brought the Razor back recently. I don't know how long that lasted, or if it's still going. Everyone around you had Blackberries and you had a Nokia brick. Yeah, I think my first phone was a Nokia. I was 16, it legit looked like a Barbie prop because I put a rainbow sticker over the Virgin Mobile logo. I remember, like, everybody getting smartphones, like junior and senior year. Like, it started becoming a problem that kids were, like, on the internet in class.
Oh, the Motorola Razr still exists.
Hell yeah. You? Is that the one that's like a smartphone as well?
Yeah. Screen folds.
Oh, the screen folds! I want it.
$1,000.
Sweet. I have.
$500 off for fucking something.
Just blow $1,000 because I want to read it.
Hiring VR.
Let's do it.
Foldables. Just live in the 21st century. Fuck it.
Let's go. Let's all become our personas
Yeah.
in VR space.
Yeah. Drink Soylent. For sustenance. And just chill.
Yeah.
Sleep, VR, Soylent, nutrients.
Gone.
Shower.
Or just have like a fucking IV drip that just gives you
No.
nutrients. Yeah,
It's too far.
it's too far.
I'm not gonna get there.
Too much.
I'm not gonna go that far. I do get there. That's probably gonna be really expensive. That whole apparatus.
Yeah. Perry's got like no butt. No cake. Cake is a lie. I've actually made quite some progress. I'm pretty happy with myself with this. Been getting conversation in and also drawing. Whoa! Hunger for food. Just been hungry all day. I remember in early high school there was a giveaway that all the students were automatically entered into with one entry each to win a Kindle, and the richest kid in our school won. That sucks! I think I've told this during stream before, but it's a funny story. So I'll tell it again. If I haven't told it, good. Now you're all gonna learn. So I had this friend that I made when I was working in face paint, which I usually just say I worked at Disney. Whoops, came out, slipped out. But I didn't just work at Disney, I worked at like every park. Not every park, but a lot of parks in Central Florida. Among them being Universal. Universal was my favorite park to work at because it was very slow and I barely painted anybody, and usually the people I painted were super cool. Telling a story about a Kindle in face paint. I don't know if I've told you this story. So, I had this friend. There was a booth in Universal right outside an arcade. And whenever anybody worked that booth, there was also a booth across the park that somebody else would work at. And usually only one person worked at each booth because it was so slow. And in order for people to take breaks, the manager, who was managing the park at that point, would bounce between the booths to give each person their break. So my friend, one day, my other friend who was the manager, she goes up to the booth and he's like, I want a Kindle. And she's like, what? He's like, I just want a Kindle. From that machine over there. And she's like on your break? And he's like, nah. He just went while on the clock into the arcade, got tokens, and one of the machines had a Kindle in it, and on his first try, he won a Kindle.
Damn.
Of course, the arcade owner was pissed. One, because he did it on the clock. Two, because he won a Kindle without like really paying much money to get it. And so they checked the cameras because there were cameras in there, and he freaking did that. Of course, he got fired. And then like a week later, his Kindle broke. And I'm like, Gabo, why are you like this? Why did you go into the arcade? Huh. He got in trouble so much all the time at that job. But he somehow like didn't get fired until that moment. can win 5 prizes from a crane machine. It was one of those machines where you like stop the light and it will stop on like a certain item. Or you can make it stop on a certain item and you've got it to stop on a Kindle. I can't. This hand is making me upset. I can't draw hands. I just drew it the other way. I don't think I've ever won anything from a crane machine. Putting the hand the other way so it's easier to draw. I think one time there was a crane machine at like Walmart and it had Steven Universe plushies and I was like, oh, because it had Garnet and I was like, no, I love Garnet. And I was so tempted to do it, but I was like, I know I'm going to lose all of my money. His hand is wrong. I'm gonna mess with it until it's right. Still, it's fine. Trick is you need to see it in a 3D space. You gotta look at it from both the front where the controls are and also the side. Even better if you can angle in the hook into a plush's label or something. See, I always look for like the loose plushies.
I've never tried one of those.
Really?
I think I might have once when I was like really young, but then I got like, oh, they just don't give you enough time.
Yeah.
They're just like,
they really don't. It's like
you don't have
here you go.
And the way that it moves is like delayed enough too, that it's hard to like control.
Yeah. I want to go to an arcade, but I feel like that would be the worst place to go right now during a pandemic. Hello? There you go. Can't get the croc sounds out of my head. I just keep imagining him jumping up and going, Yazoo! And I'm like, why? Why is he so cute? But the game is so hard to control. I didn't even talk about that yet. Freaking croc has tank controls. And also, you can't use an analog stick because it was made before analog sticks existed on the PS1. You just use the D-pad and the tank controls, it's bad. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. You have a Peri. Gonna make this dark. Thank you. Wait, I wanted to do something. No. No. Shoot.
There's this map
Mhm.
of the worst attractions in every state.
Yeah, I saw that. What were you gonna say?
I've been to, like, a lot of these states that I've been to, when I've gone to them, I've seen these. Wisconsin, I haven't been to Wisconsin Dells, I've had a lot of friends. I've seen Bean. Gone to Seattle, I've seen the gun wall.
Did you see Florida's worst attraction?
Disney. I've been there once. Or twice. I've been there twice.
It's funny because I was looking at the replies and like all the people from like the Midwest and like the Pacific North were like, how dare you insult the bean? Or how dare you insult our big blue bug? What is wrong with you? And like all these like quaint like places and nobody.
California's is Hollywood.
Oh my god.
And Nevada's is Route 66. Which we were just talking about, the last stretch of Route 66 is terrifying
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
That's where that is. It's right
Yeah.
before you cross into California.
God. I think I drove through Nevada. Yeah, I had to have. But I liked how nobody was like being like, what do you mean Disney's the worst attraction? Nobody.
I've been to Bourbon Street too.
Is it good?
I've had fried pickle chips.
Oh, I love fried pickle chips. They had those in Oklahoma everywhere.
I think they have them at the Spot.
Let's go.
Keep saying we should go to the Spot.
We should.
Local.
Maybe we can do that tomorrow.
Maybe.
After volunteer. Music was loud enough that I have no idea what that entire conversation was until Spoonie just yelled, how dare you insult the bean? I'm sorry, I'll turn the music down a little bit more.
Sorry, I'm across the room.
I'll turn it down a little bit more. Quiet. So we were talking about the worst attractions. There's a map going around Twitter that lists the worst attractions in each state. And it lists Disney as Florida's worst. Which, honestly, as much as I don't like Disney, I have to disagree with because Gatorland exists.
I bet a lot less tourists on Instagram have been to Gatorsville.
Gatorland.
Gatorland.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, what are they basing this off of? Like,
I've had alligator jerky at I got at the Avery Island gift store.
yeah,
Like where Tabasco sauce is made.
yeah. I can't believe I'm from Florida and I've never had gator meat.
It's kind of fishy.
I'd imagine.
I've had salmon jerky like more recently.
Mhm.
That sort of reminded me of it.
I would like to try gator. I've heard it's good. there's this tiki bar, which is so good. That apparently serves like gator nuggets, basically. You laughed out loud at Gatorland? Listen, Gatorland is real. They they have a birdhouse that just has like common birds in Florida that they probably just corralled into there. It has no like exotic birds or anything. You'd like imagine, oh, it's got cool like parrots and stuff. No, it's got like sparrows and finches and mockingbirds. It's like, what are you doing, Gatorland? I guess it's cool with people that aren't local in Florida. I think they also had like anoles, like the lizards, the common lizards you see all around Florida. They just caught some and like put them in cages in like some lizard house.
So there's just a bunch of animals just chilling in this attraction.
It's like a glorified zoo. Hang on, I'm gonna look up Gatorland and share it with everyone. Oh my god, it's so bad. I've been there a few times. It's great. Let's go. Here's Gatorland. You go into the gator mouth. They've got gators. They don't just walk around the park like this. I don't know what this picture's trying to promote. But I guess they have an albino gator or had one at some point. That's pretty dope. They just got gators. You can wrestle with them in like their shows. They've got snake shows. They've got gators. It's just a zoo with a lot of gators and snakes.
There's just people going right up to them in these photos.
Oh yeah, the people, you can take pictures with the gators during like the shows. And you can pick somebody out of the audience. I actually love gators, and I loved Gatorland. That's where I first touched a snake. And I was like, whoa, smooth. Just like that.
I remember the first time I felt a shark. Like a hammerhead.
I've never touched a shark.
Yeah, there was an aquarium where they had like this one pool where they'd have like young sharks swimming around, like an outside ring for like a little bit, and they could like swim in out of this tank. And they would just like they would get a couple or one in this little box and just like let you feel it.
Whoa.
You just feel a shark swimming by.
What do they feel like?
Sort of rough.
Yeah.
Like, not really cat's tongue, but like a similar feeling.
Huh.
Just like less aggressive.
Imagine it feel kind of like a stingray, which I have touched. They're kind of rough.
They're probably similar.
Yeah. You can wrestle them. They don't really let you wrestle the gators at Gatorland. It's like they have a show where they like fake wrestle the gators, and then they can call like a volunteer up to quote unquote wrestle the gator. But they kind of just hold their mouth closed, because like gators' mouths, like they're really strong closing, they're very weak opening. Gator facts from your Floridian. I feel like I'd get my Floridian license revoked if I didn't know about gators. You gotta know a certain amount of gator facts to be Floridian. Like there's that. If you're being chased by a gator, you gotta run. You gotta zigzag. It'll confuse them. Don't feed gators. If you feed them, then whenever they see people, they'll expect food, and that's why gators eat people. Because tourists feed them. Gator facts. Welcome to my stream. I think my favorite gator fact, though, is when they're babies, they're like speckled on top. And that's because they're chilling in the grass most of the time, and that's their camouflage. So, like, they don't get swept up by hawks. Moonpie's got the zoomies. And then when they get older, they turn, like, darker. Because then they're in the water all the time. So they're darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. So if you're in the water and you look up at them, you can't really see them because they're lighter. And they blend in with the surface, and then vice versa. Animals. Gator facts. Also, hello, Matt Martin. I didn't say hello to you. You came in to lose it at Gatorland. It's a real place. There's also a place called Wonderworks. That's also not great. I used to love it as a kid because it's an upside down building. I'm gonna look up Wonderworks. I want to talk about tourist traps. Full screen. Here's Wonderworks. Look at this. It's just I-95, I think. No, International Drive. What the heck? Where was I-95? I've lived too many places. I-Drive. Moonpie found a fly. She might knock over a pot. So this is just a upside down building. It looks really cool. Let's look inside. It's got really outdated dumb things. I can't even describe it. It's got weird optical illusion things. Oh wait, this room is hell. This room is hell. This destroyed my life as a kid. I hated this room. It's spinning. It's a spinning tunnel. You cross this bridge, and because the room is literally spinning, it makes you feel like the bridge is going, like, is spinning around with it at like halfway through, and it's awful. And they have a bubble lab. I liked the bubble lab. You could make giant bubbles. It's stupid. It's stupid. Wonderworks. Florida facts. Hope y'all like me just talking about Florida. It's terrible. I love it. Oh! It's interesting. I'm glad you like interesting Florida talks. The most culture shock I felt after moving out of Florida is when I was like 14. I moved to North Carolina, and I said something about a monorail, and somebody in my class was like, what? Or everybody in my class was like, what's a monorail? And I was like, you don't know what a monorail is? What? Then I remembered. Those really... I mean, they exist outside of Disney. But that's why I knew what monorails were, is because they're at Disney. I did put spots. Drawing these spots on Peri is reminding me that I want to draw Melon from Beastars. I should do that. Melon! I think Melon's my favorite character. I just hate that name. I'm gonna name my son Melon. Why? Because. Why not? Because he's sweet, just like his dad. No! Munch munch. No! I mean, I guess I'm not much better. I named my cat Moon Pie. Name your children after food. It's cool, like, actually seeing all of Peri's spots. I have 10 minutes left, but I want to at least get the flat color done, and then I can call it, and then I can finish this. I can put it up on Patreon later, Wednesday. Clementine is a food name that comes to mind. Oh, you're right. I wonder if, like, what came first? The name of the fruit or the name of the person?
Clementine?
Clementine, yeah. Because wasn't the color named after the fruit?
Clementine was a spontaneous hybrid that arose in the late 19th century in the garden of the orphanage of Brother Clement Olivier. So, guy's name was Clement.
Ah. So, sort of both?
Clement is just someone's name.
Yeah. So Clementine the fruit was named after a person, and then Clementine itself became a name of people. That you can name people.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is both. Saffron is a name of you can name people Saffron?
Yeah?
I didn't know that.
I've heard of people named Saffron.
It's a cool name. Rosemary. It's another one.
that one restaurant was named Saffron.
Ah.
Benihana.
Yeah, that's right. It's making me hungry. Think about Benihana. I didn't even know it was a restaurant until last night. I just knew they had things in the freezer section. Charlotte, that's a dessert? What kind of dessert? I need to know. I'm gonna look it up.
There's a kind of Charlotte cake.
That looks good as hell. What is that? Eclairs? I'm gonna share this with the stream. We're just gonna look at food.
Yeah, the Old English word Charlotte means a dish of custard.
Whoa! Ooh!
Meat dishes were known as charlottes that were popular in the 15th century.
Custard. Oh, this makes me think of trifle. I love trifle. Oh!
Might have been named for the Queen of Charlotte,
Ah.
but I don't know if that was... Charlotte meant meat with milk
Whoa.
in Old French. Eventually we stopped putting meat in it and just made it a cake.
Whoa. Oh. I forgot. Chip is a name.
Chip was a word before it was a food, though.
Yeah. There we go. Chip. Isn't Chip usually like short for something?
Charles or Christopher?
Yeah. It has always confused me that the name Dick is short for Richard. How did that happen?
It's because in England there was a lot of rhyming slang.
Uh-huh.
So like people would have a lot of the same names. There
Huh.
were relatively few first names that were common for a bit. And so people who'd have a lot of the same names would get their names like their friends would just call them rhyming versions of the same names.
Huh.
You'd have like a Rob and a Bob. You'd have Will and Bill. Rick and Dick.
I see.
Spotted Dick
No.
is a dessert. It's like a kind of like pudding, like bread pudding.
I didn't see. Oh. Ooh. I didn't put it to full screen because I was afraid of what might come up.
It's halfway between like a cake and a pudding. It's like a solid. I don't know.
It's like a gushy
Yeah.
cake. Yeah, and I'll put Apparently you can get it in a can.
Heinz spotted dick.
Heinz spotted dick. Sponge pudding. Microwavable.
I don't want a microwave spotted dick.
I want. I'm so interested.
I wonder if they have them at like the bakeries or the grocery store if they look hard enough.
Maybe at Tanuga's.
They might have some version of spotted dick.
We can go get some spotted dick.
I'd be down for a Tanuga's trip at some point.
I love it. This has been enlightening. Moonpie is yelling at me. I don't know why. She has an hour before she is fed. But it is about, zoom in on the butt on accident. It is about time. It is 5 o'clock. So I shall say my farewell. I will finish this eventually. I was planning on the concept art next week being something else other than mixed feelings. It's a secret. Shh. I didn't know what else to say. But thanks for coming along on this Floridian journey, and then on a journey about desserts. Gorillionaire, you missed it! I'm sorry! Next Friday, I will stream again at 3 p.m. Central. Put it on your calendar. You can come back. Or you can just watch, like, the stream. Over. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. And I will see you next Friday. Oh! I didn't even talk about it! There's another demo that released yesterday on Patreon. It's another deleted scene. Patron exclusive demo. Deleted scene where you get to meet Kahira in her original form. Not her original design, but her original and like character intentions. And you get to see how awful Kahira originally was. And it's great. I only know of one person who's played it so far, and they liked it a lot. So if you want to check that out, you can join the gamer tier on my Patreon, which is $10 a month, and $10, 15? 15. It's 15 a month. And there's a monthly demo that comes out. Yes, and that's gonna be the last demo before the actual game gets released. So that's gonna be cool. Yes. Alright. See you guys next Friday. Might do a roof stream. We'll see if I have any ideas for a roof stream on Monday, Tuesday, whenever. If the time arises, I will do a roof stream. Anyway, see you guys next Friday.